Hello, good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, April 17th. I'm Tamara Sacharczyk. This is an NBC 10 coffee break, so we're going to go over some of the top stories that are making headlines today. Our very top story this morning involves Providence. So if you live in Providence, you're going to want to pay attention to this one. Mayor Brett Smiley has unveiled his budget proposal. Most taxpayers in Providence should plan to see their bills going up. Keep in mind, this is something that we had expected all along. This comes after the city agreed to $11 million more in school funding late last year.
Make sure that this burden will not fall solely on the backs of our taxpayers and would not require us drastically cutting city services that our neighbors rely on.
That was Mayor Brett Smiley talking about that yesterday, his proposal to raise taxes. Now, keep in mind that he also petitioned the state to raise taxes above that 4% levy. So again, we were expecting a pretty large tax increase for the residents of Providence. So we'll continue to stay on top of that story. If you've been outside today, if you've looked out your window, it's nice and sunny out there, which Jason, I believe we have all requested from Mother Nature. We're finally seeing the 60s. It's feeling good. What can we expect for the rest of the day?
Well, Tammy, I'll tell you what, more blue skies are in store across southern New England, and it should be a really nice one. Not expecting any precipitation either, which means we're going to have back-to-back dry days across the area. That's going to be the first time that we've had that in 3 weeks, so pretty impressive stuff there. But currently, we're seeing those temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Providence finally warming to 50 degrees right on the nose there. But with all that sunshine that we're expecting over the next 12 hours or so, we're going to be in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. Again, absolutely fantastic. Clear skies tonight. That's going to be one little hindrance in the forecast. And with the clear skies and a little bit calmer winds in place, tomorrow morning will be a little bit chilly, but don't worry. As we go forward, again, plenty of sunshine through at least the first half of the day. That's going to get us into the low 60s. We'll start to increase the clouds a little bit during the late afternoon, early evening time frame. But the bigger thing will be this, the southwest wind that starts pumping in the afternoon. That's going to pull in a much, much warmer air mass for Saturday. And then look at these temperatures. We're talking the 70s come Saturday for those inland spots. A little bit cooler along the coastline, but most of us are going to be able to enjoy some nice, warm, June-like temperatures as we roll into Easter weekend, Tammy. So a lot of us are looking forward to that. And I know even Easter Sunday is looking pretty good, too. I'll have more information on that coming up at noon.
All right, awesome. Yeah, Jason, this is the perfect weekend for good temperatures with all those Easter egg hunts. So We appreciate this for sure. All right, and you can see more from Jason Doris today at noon right here on NBC 10. Now to this, the mayor of Fall River is sharing what he knows about the cyber attack on the city school district. NBC 10's Abby Buttacavoli has been following this story. She spoke with Mayor Paul Coogan about this. So, Abby, what did he have to say? We know that this has happened to so many districts in our area and really across the country.
Yeah, Tammy, this is unfortunately not a new situation and not a new story that we, are used to telling. Mayor Paul Coogan tells me that the Fall River School District has, in fact, been hit by a ransomware attack. He is still waiting to get more information from school leaders. There is a school committee meeting tonight, but there's a lot that he was able to share with us. He does say he does not believe the students and faculty Aspen system, which is what they use currently right now, has been impacted at all, but it does look like old data that they had stored, such as addresses, social security numbers, names, conduct, attendance numbers that may have been breached in this hack. And he does say, as I mentioned, there is still so much more that they are hoping to learn. But as of right now, here's what he had to say.
But I don't believe it was our main system that controls our, it's called Aspen. It controls our students, our staff, and all that up to date. I believe they get into an old website and we're able to access information that might have been a little bit dated, but is still valuable to the district.
And of course, valuable to hackers too, Tammy. And he does say at this point, the FBI and law enforcement are involved, and cybersecurity experts are hard at work around the clock trying to get systems back up and running. Students are pen to paper again. And this is all happening during MCAS.
An awful time for this, Abby. Do we know when the breach was found and when it actually started? Because usually there's a bit of a lag from when, schools can actually identify the breach and when the breach happened.
Yeah, the district said it did identify it relatively quickly. We got a message from them about a week ago now, letting us know that there was a cybersecurity incident. And it seems that they were able to shut down their systems, as many organizations and school districts have, pretty immediately after it was noticed that there was something wrong.
All right, well, that's good news. School districts kind of prepare for this thing nowadays because it's become so increasingly common. So, Abby, of course, will stay on top of that story. You'll have more for us on this later this evening, right?
Yes, and the mayor gives a little bit of a hint as to where the hackers may have come from.
Interesting. All right, a good tease ahead right there, Abby. So we'll see you later with that story. Thank you very much. If you have not gotten a real ID yet, listen to this. The deadline's quickly approaching. It will be federal law very soon to have one before flying from a United States airport. So if you don't have a real ID, you're actually going to have to carry along your passport, even if you're flying just within the US. We've been warned about this for years and years and years. The Massachusetts Registry of Motor Vehicles is offering walk-in appointments at all service centers for travelers with upcoming trips who need to upgrade their ID before that trip. May 7th is the compliance deadline. So again, just a couple weeks from now, it's coming up pretty quick. You may already have a real ID and not even know it. Chances are, if you renewed your license in recent years and they ask for some additional documentation, that was probably to get a real ID. If you're not sure, you can check by just taking a look at your license. If you have a star in the upper right-hand corner, you're good to go. If you don't have that star, you will need to go to the RMV or DMV, depending on what state you live in, and get that real ID. This is pretty interesting. If you're a fan of football or concerts or anything happening at Gillette Stadium, fans can soon use their face for entry to events at Gillette. This is through a partnership between the Kraft Group and a local AI company using facial recognition technology. Gillette is hosting some games for next year's World Cup. So that's another really big event that's happening at Gillette that you might find yourself going to and potentially using this facial recognition software. Fans are on the fence, though, when it comes to privacy. A lot of people don't like the idea of their face being scanned. Cybersecurity experts say facial recognition scans facial measurements, not images. So perhaps that might make you feel a little bit better about this. Let's go to the stock market now. Stocks tumbled following concerning comments from Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. The Dow sunk 699 points to begin trading today at 39,669. You can see the big board right there. This, of course, is not what we like to see, but ever since tariffs were announced, we've been kind of going up and down and up and down. And recently this week, there's been a big downward trend. The NASDAQ closed down 516 and the S&P lost 120 points. Of course, we will continue to watch the stock market throughout the day for you. So we have live updates on the stock market at noon. And then right after the stock market closes at 4 p.m., we'll have another update on how numbers are looking. All right, well, that does it for us. Thanks for joining us for a coffee break. If you want, you can get news and weather updates all the time on our website, turnto10.com. We also have lots on our YouTube page. You just have to search NBC 10 WJR on YouTube, and we'll be back here on TV for NBC 10 News at noon. So Jason will have your full forecast, and I believe Brian Crandall is in for Barbara today, and he'll have all of your top stories. All right, have a great day, everyone. Bye.